So there are many questions directed towards Christianity, and some of them are justifiable, and many of them are not. Many questions that are asked of you as a Christian are just there to belittle your faith, are just there to confuse, are just there to mock your faith. And those questions do not deserve a reasoned answer, because honestly, they are not reasoned themselves. It's not reasonable questions, it's just mocking questions. But one such reasonable question would be fatalism. How is it different from Christian faith? Isn't Christian faith teaching fatalism like let's say Islam does? And that is a very good question, and maybe a good thought for a morning jolt. Welcome. So how is it different? And the answer is, well, let's just start with what is similar, okay? So in fatalism, there is a giving up, all right? You give up, you say, I'm powerless, I cannot change things. Things are going to happen as they happen, and I'm giving up, and I cannot, it's just going to go, it's just, the dice is rolled, it's decided, I don't have a say in it, whatever happens, happens, okay? And that's the attitude in fatalism. And there is a sort of a giving up of your power to choose and to change things. In Christianity, there is also a giving up, all right? In the Bible, let's not argue that. In James it says, do not say, I will go to such and such a place and do this, do that. James actually says that is boasting, and it's out of pride. Instead say, I'm going to go to such and such a place and do these things if the Lord wills and allows. Okay? Okay, so that's there's a similarity to it, and I get it. In Christianity also, there is a giving up where we say, I am not the final control over life and everything that happens. And therefore people might believe that they are the same thing functioning the same way, that fatalism or Christianity is just another fatalistic thought system where actually, it's mindless. Actually, it's not even thought system, it's just a mindless way of living. We're equally powerless. But there is a huge difference between the two. And we see that, for example, here in Acts 8:22, this person has made a grievous mistake, and the apostle tells him, repent therefore of this your wickedness, and pray God, if perhaps the thought of your heart may be forgiven you. So the apostle is saying, you pray, because this is terrible, and you're gonna get in trouble for this with God. But that doesn't mean you're done. You don't have a power to change. Pray, God may forgive you. Okay? So this is a big difference between fatalism and Christianity, because Christianity doesn't teach fatalism. It's not a mindless thing. It is not an equally powerless thing. There is a huge difference. There is, in fatalism, there is an impersonal giving up. In Christianity, there is a surrender. All right, and the surrender is to a person. All right, we say, okay, Lord, I surrender to you my tomorrow. Lord, you lead my tomorrow. I trust you for that. But it's a personal relationship. It is not that I am powerless. It is that I am his beloved child, and I have that relationship. It is not, I am not in control, and therefore I don't even care what happens. I'm just going to lay back here and not do anything, just wait and see. That's not the Christian way at all. Totally not the Christian way at all. Actually, this is, Christians are encouraged at great length in the New Testament and also in the Old Testament that we would pray. Perhaps God will change his mind. A truly fatalistically thinking person doesn't have any reason to pray. It's, the great Father has written in heaven the scroll, and it's just gonna roll as it rolls, and you cannot do anything about it, or something of the sort. I don't know, I've never been in those religions, but basically that's the concept. But even in the Old Testament, we see occasions where the descriptive narrative is that God has changed his mind. And David actually in the Old Testament prays like this. He has committed a great sin. His son is about to die. God told him this. This is 2 Samuel 12:22. And he says, after the child dies, While the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept, for I said, who can tell whether God will be gracious to me that the child may live? But now he is dead. Why should I fast? Can I bring him back again? I go to him, but he shall not return to me. So basically he's saying, I can accept the loss. I understand it's done. And this was God's work in my life. And it was terrible, but it had to happen. Okay. But while the child was alive, I wasn't giving up. And that's the huge difference. A Christian has a personal giving up, a personal surrender, and personally can turn to God and keep saying, Lord, please change this because I would like to go another way. And that's a very different story than fatalism. God bless you with that thought today.